Chinese bond market grapples with Japanification. Deflation fuels inexorable slide in China long-term sovereign bond yield below Japan for the first time. China's long-term bond yield have fallen below Japan for the first time as investors bet that the world's second biggest economy will become bogged down by the deflation that has long afflicted its neighbor. A rally in 30-year China's government bonds has pushed their yield down from 4% in late 2020 to 2.21% on Friday, as Beijing cut interest rate to boost its flagging economy and Chinese investors pile into haven assets. Japan's long-term bond yield, which for years were stuck below 1%, have risen above China's to 2.27%. As Tokyo normalized monetary policy after decades of inflation. The crossover in yields come as Chinese authorities battle to try to support yield, warning that a sudden reversal in the market could threaten wider financial stability. But some investors believe that deflation has become too entrenched in the Chinese economy to be easily fixed through fiscal and monetary policy, meaning yields still have further to fall. The inexorable direction of travel for Chinese government bond is for yields to tick lower, said John Wood, adding that he was not entirely sure how the authorities could hold back deflation. China is set to become and possibly remain a low-yield environment, he said. Okay, this is the picture of China's long-term borrowing costs fall below Japan. The blue one is China, the red one is Japan. This is for 30-year bond yield. Some investors believe certain conditions in China's economy echo those seen in Japan in the 1990s, when the bursting of a real estate bubble led to decades of stagnation. Core inflation in China, excluding fuel and food, was running at an annual rate of 0.2% in October. In Japan, core inflation hit a 6-month high of 2.3%, strengthening the case for further rate rises. U.S. President-elect Donald Trump promised to increase tariffs on Chinese export to the U.S. by 10 percentage points is also seen as a threat to growth. China's monetary policy was likely to remain accommodative for some time to come, even if measures to boost the housing and stock market provided a temporary fillip to yields. 90s Japan remains the playbook, he added. Beijing has long fought against the Japanification of its economy and has made huge investment in its high-tech green electric vehicle sectors with the goal of boosting long-term growth. This is the picture of Japan equity market has opened a gap with China. The Nikkei 225 is far above the CSI 300. Authorities also recently intervened in its sovereign bond market to try to push up longer-dated bond yield and have warned local banks about a bubble in long-term debt that could lead to a liquidity crisis in the financial system. Some Chinese policymakers appear to view long-term yields as a sign of low expectation for domestic growth and inflation expectation, and would like to push back against this pessimistic sentiment. But deflationary pressure have only intensified this year, with weakening economic data leading to calls for a big stimulus package to lift the economy. Despite launching the biggest monetary stimulus since the COVID-19 pandemic and a 10 trillion renminbi or $1.4 trillion fiscal package, bond yields have continued to fall as domestic investors look for alternatives to China, better equity or property market. It is consistent with this new reality in global financial market due to US-China decoupling and China's deflationary risk. The rest of the world is seeing an inflationary risk, and in China there is not enough demand for excess capacity. Many investors believe the government will need to do more to change the narrative in the bond market. It will be hard to escape deflation pressure unless consumption is boosted and investment is reduced, said Andrew Fish. That's a big policy shift for Beijing.